What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm not here. I'm not CNN. I'm not Fox News. I'm not an echo chamber. I just want to stream and I want to bring you guys some information. In the media, we got so much shit going on. Just remember, if you want to support the channel, right there going across the screen, that's all the platforms where you can, donate to the channel and support the channel. Now that that's out of the way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, like the videos, share them out. That's how we grow. Like I said, I was demonetized on Christmas Day. Hopefully, I will get that back in 3 months. If you're part of Rumble, go over, check my channel out on Rumble. I've got to get enough followers to actually go live over there on Rumble. So, which I do have another channel, but I'm not going by it. I started a whole new account on Rumble. So, and it's under the same name, same way. So if you're on Rumble, go over and subscribe. Like I said, we've got a lot of information going on, a lot of media, a lot of backlash, a lot of with the Venezuela, thing. The Democrats, they want to. Chuck Schumer said what back in 2020. Trump said he's going to do this regime. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't proved anything. And then, now he does it. And Chuck Schumer comes out and, of course, says, that's wrong. He shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 whatever. Democrats are pushing back. They actually are trying to, and these protesters in New York and all over the place, like, really? You're saying Trump's a dictator, but he ain't. Here's the thing. You're actually supporting a real dictator by saying we want, Maduro released. We want him released. Send him back. You had they kidnapped him. They didn't kidnap him. This guy's been a dictator for almost 25 years, man. The people of Venezuela, just go look at the videos. They're celebrating. They love their freedom. They need freedom. Yes, it is going to be difficult, I believe, for us to establish. But I'm sick of I'm 45 years old. All I've heard my whole life is we are the superpower of the world. For 45 years of my life, I've heard that. Well, you know what? I think it's time we start acting like it. I think it's time that we take what we want. And when I mean that, I mean, listen, I don't want wars. I don't want endless wars. But Venezuela is part of the Western Hemisphere. It's not over in the Middle East and all that part of it. If they're going to pump oil out and sell it to our adversaries, our enemies, that makes no sense for us to allow that. They're not part of our Western side of the world. Why allow that to happen? So we're going to jump into, and now we got, of course, it's always saying breaking news. Trump's addressing the GOP, House GOP member retreat. Where did they retreat to? Are they all, it looks like a bunch of, a big sausage fest. Where's the women at? If you can hear me plainly, type in a 1 in the chat. I hope everybody's doing good today. I hope, here where I'm at, it's actually cloudy and a little rainy, and it's almost 56 degrees. So, no snow yet. I know we got some more cold weather coming. This year is not over with by far. It's just beginning. And today is the infamous, J6, January the 6th. I guess maybe that's why they held this today. The GOP, they're holding their, their little retreat meeting. And whatever, what's the point of it for Trump to come and speak to them? And they know what's going on. They know what they've been seeing, the government do. I think a lot of those GOP guys, though, a lot of the Republicans and Democrats, they're all fixing to be outed for Maduro's, the drug campaigns and all that stuff that's going on. I think they do have a lot of dirt on them people, on most of the politicians, because they were saying he will probably make a deal. Thanks, Robbie. And like I said, we're going to jump over here because I think that we're going to share something here in a minute as soon as I get it over here. I don't think Jake Tapper on CNN understood this was coming from Stephen. It's just, he blows it up in his face completely, bro. He just completely just demolishes him, and I think it's so funny. and we're going to jump over here to a few clips, and I'll share them here in a minute. We got, like I said, we got Trump speaking right now, but it's just I was going to share some of that with you guys, and I probably will. But here's the thing: it's the same old speech, man. Fucking talk about something new, you know. That's what I don't. I just get sick of it sometimes because, and I love Trump. I love we need a president that's willing to fucking, you know, stand his ground and take control and do the things that no other presidents do. And like Marco Rubio said, this is the only president that actually has actions. You know, if he says he's going to do something, he does it. And we all know that's true because Biden, you know, Obama, all these people, they were big talkers. Trump is a big talk. Oh yeah, we do have a new story coming out. $500,000 a month stolen by a single fake. 2 Haitians got caught, and they stole over $7 million in food stamps, SNAP balance, and trading it for cash. We will show you something of that here in a minute. Let me get down to this. I want to get down to this one little video. I want to show you guys over here because I think it's just, man, freaking Stephen Miller just executes it so much. With Jake Tapper. I mean, it's just completely beautiful to see. Of course, you know, CNN's always trying to, you know, debunk Trump and talk, you know, how they are. But Scott over there on CNN, the only conservative I believe they have over there, basically, he's always doing something great, in my opinion. Let's see here. I think I've got the video here. Let's get this pulled up. I found it now. Okay, let's see. Get back to StreamYard. How's everybody doing today? What's up, American Uncensored? Retired to Lady Maker. Hello. How are you? Let's see. I want to share the screen. We're going to share it. We got some new stuff. Man, I tell you guys, this is something exciting to see because, like I said, this is... Okay, let's stop that. Let's go back. This is so freaking exciting. If you can hear me decently, please press 1 in the chat. This is what I want to show, guys. This is awesome, in my opinion. He doesn't understand what's coming. Jake and I want to show you, this guy's face is just, look how miserable that fucking man is. The lies that he has told over the years, honestly, like, this guy's had to tell so many lies. He's not a journalist. None of these people are real, true journalists, in my opinion. The mainstream media is completely whitewashed. They're out. It's all either a daily soap opera. Trust me, you can't believe it. And the reason I show certain clips is because it ain't the person I want you to hear, the Jake Tapper, you know, or on Fox. Like if I show something from Fox, it's not necessarily the person, the reporter. I want to show you guys who's on there actually speaking, because they're usually telling the truth, or they're saying something that's, you know, common sense, not this, you know, all these reporters on these mainstream medias talking hogwash, because that's really what they do. But it's so funny because Stephen just gives a masterclass in this shit right here, and I think it's just excellent. You know, it's really excellent. And we're going to play it, and I want you guys to hear this.
Being able to assert ourselves and our interests without apology. This whole period that happened after World War II, where the West began apologizing and groveling and begging.
I don't even know honestly what you're talking about right now.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Look at this man's face, his cheeks. I mean, look at his eyes. They look so dark and miserable, evil. He says, I don't even know what you're talking about. Yes, he does. Because ever since World War II has ended, all we've had, that's what he's saying. All the American people had to do is apologize, pay out money, provide aid. You know, it's literally disgusting what America has had to do.
What I'm talking about, Jake, is the idea. And by the way, I know you love doing that smarmy thing, Jake, and I was hoping to be better.
Yeah, see, that smarmy thing. He's a smart ass. He thinks he's worth more than he is. I mean, that's just the truth, you know.
I asked you about if there should be an election.
Exactly.
I asked you if there would be an election in Venezuela. That's what I asked.
Is there going to be an
I said,
election
why
in
was the
Venezuela?
president so quick to dismiss Machado? You answered that question.
And
then I said,
the objective, Jake, is security and stability for the people of Venezuela. With our help and leadership, that country will become more prosperous than it has ever been in its whole history. Venezuelans
but the woman running Venezuela right now is part of the Maduro regime.
Well, we know she's part of the Maduro regime. But here's the thing. You can't just go in and destabilize a country and because that completely cuts the host system down. And he knows that. Jake knows that. He's just acting stupid. You know what I mean? He's playing dumb, possum, whatever you want to call it, in my opinion. Because once you shut a country down like that, you know, because there's a lot of factors, you know, keeps the trains running, keeps the lights, electrical going. You know, there's a whole regime that keeps this stuff, you know, functioning, this country. And when you go in and do this, you can't just shut the whole country down just to say we're going to wipe everybody out. And, you know, it takes a little bit more than that.
There will be conversations, Jake, about all of these guideposts along the way. The reason why I was giving you that speech, which I know you didn't want to hear, is because you're approaching this from the wrong frame. This neoliberal frame.
Neoliberal. And he's right on. Neoliberal. Look at Jake's face. If that guy is not miserable to death, I mean, this guy's got to be miserable. Just and knowing that he has to sit. This is what I love about it. He has to sit here and listen to this. You know, his bosses are like, look, you better interview him. You better get the information because if not, you know, he's going on Fox News and we need this. So he's like, look at his face. Just look at him. Look at his eyes. They're sunk in his head. He is just pure, you know, like, and I love it because it's like, he has to take this shit. Stephen is going to say what he's going to say. You're going to hear it, but he has to listen and he can't do shit about it. And that's what I like.
United States job is to go around the world and demanding immediate elections to be held everywhere, all the time, right away.
No,
that don't make no sense.
But you invaded the country. We went into the country and
we invaded
Venezuela.
Damn straight we did.
Damn straight. Wait, what did you say? He said, "Damn straight we did. We went in. You're right."
Ourselves and our interest without apology. This whole period that happened after World War II, where the West began apologizing and groveling and begging.
I don't even know.
Did you hear that? He said, "Damn straight we did." You damn right. You're right. We did. We went straight in there, and Megyn Kelly has got some things to say about it, but I'm not really concerned with her. She's like, I don't know. Everybody's cheerleading for this and that and this and that. And, you know, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these people? You know, I just think that there's a lot of, you know, let's get back over here. I don't know why it jumped me off of that shit. Trump was speaking here a minute ago. Let's see. Let's see what he's saying. He was saying
I'd much rather do live television than do non-live because, like, when they say, as an example,
she's doing better.
Peacefully and patriotically.
She's doing better.
To the Capitol, peacefully and patriotically. Do you know that the Unselect Committee didn't report it, that I said those words? Do you know that the news never reported the words walk or march peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol? Do you know they never reported it?
You know, this is going to be...
The Unselect Committee...
I mean, God love him, but man, get to some real points, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, what? Go on. Damn cat.
Never reported that. They never reported
it's real.
That Nancy Pelosi was offered
yowling. Of course, we know Nancy Pelosi didn't report it. She wasn't going to.
National Guard soldiers.
And there's reports come out.
And the mayor.
The FBI.
The mayors were in writing. She was more honorable about it. But Nancy got caught when her daughter did a documentary. She's a documentariist.
Yeah, she filmed it.
And
I think it was her granddaughter, maybe. She says daughter, but I thought it was her granddaughter.
She has her mother saying, it's my fault. I should have taken the soldiers or something.
Yeah, it is her fault. But where's the accountability, Trump? Where's the accountability? Why ain't she in handcuffs? The FBI, Kash Patel, they have, somebody interviewed him here, you know, a week or two ago, whenever. They said they have discovered all kinds of evidence where the FBI was staged there for right control, and the FBI never does right control. The 250 FBI officers that was on January 6th was there. They never do that right control. That's not their job. That he said they found evidence where, they requested, because he was head of something over there at the time, Kash Patel was, and they said they requested the National Guard and all this, and they completely turned them down. They wouldn't allow them to have it. So, truthfully, how do you fix something when, and stop something when they refuse to give you the help? That's the truth. How do you fix something when they refuse to give you the help? It's hard to do. Let's get out of that for a minute. Let's go over here. I know it's early, guys. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. Let me see what I was looking for a minute ago. And that's the thing. Like, people don't get. They think that it's all peaches and creams, And like I said, Trump's at this retreat. He makes highest stock market in history. That's what he's claiming. Of course, we know that most of the time he is right. Trump's been right about a lot of things, But what does that do to the average person? How does that help the average person? Not all of us has got, we don't live on Wall Street, man. We live on Main Street. And that's the truth. I hope, retired. I hope John's doing good. I texted him yesterday. He's never got back to me. So I hope he's all right. And of course, we have the ladies of the View. You guys know how Sunny is over there. She is a complete miserable hag, in my opinion. So is Whoopi. Anna Navarro actually goes off on her. She was seen. Let's see here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Maybe we won't get hit for doing it here. The first thing this lady says, this is our first full show of January, she says. Let's see. Let's go down here to play speed. Okay. Nope. Let's go back over here. Let's go to add screen. Let's get it up. Let's get it popped up. Okay. Full broadcast. I hope they don't copyright me. Let's see. Let's get back over here. We got some storms going on. So let's see here. Let's get over here. Let's see what she's going. We're just going to jump through this. We're not going to do the whole thing, but this is so funny and messed up. The first thing she has to say.
Show of 2026. Yes. 2026. Damn. When I was little, I used to think, what is it going to be like in 2020?
Well, let's see what the first thing you say is.
Yeah.
These ladies
we're
are
here and we're
sows,
back,
man.
and we're happy to see you. Remember when you know who kept campaigning on this promise?
She still refuses to say his name.
Building business. We must abandon the failed policy of nation building and regime change. Our
These
current
ladies,
strategy of
and
nation
he did
building
say that.
and regime change is a proven absolute failure.
So remember all of that.
Yeah, we
Well,
remember.
now America and the world have a lot of questions after the U.S.
I think he was more talking about like the Middle East as well, too, not just Venezuela. But when do you get to that point when enough's enough with a country like Venezuela, like Venezuela, that the people are living so under, their boots that there's the average person. I seen a scale, a thing that they did. The average person lost 19 pounds after this Maduro went into office. There was I think it was 90-something% of people was starving. It's ridiculous. People don't have a clue what a real dictator is. They think Trump's a dictator. Man, he's far from that.
Captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia, who are about to appear in a courtroom right here in New York. And the administration can't seem to get the story straight about their plans in and out of Venezuela.
Well, because
We're going to run the country.
you're not important enough to tell them. You really think that Trump is going to tell the media or anybody his plans? Come on, guys. Really? Do we really believe? Honestly, that's a fair question. Do we believe that Trump is going to tell anyone his plans? I mean, if he's not in your ear every day, bro, you're not going to understand. None of us know his plans. There's people in the White House that doesn't know his plans. There's people that work for him. They're governors, all this shit, senators, not, even the secretary, all these people. They don't know his plans because I believe he's that guy that he plans with just 2 or 3 people and they know what's going on, and that's it. And you will know when they want to tell the media. Bottom line.
Until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
Is the United States running Venezuela right now?
What we are running is the direction that this is going to move moving forward. And that is, we have leverage. This leverage we are using and we intend to use.
Don't ask me who's in charge because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
It means we're in charge. Colombia's
That means we're in charge, lady. You understand? We're in charge right now. That's all that matters. We're going to control. And here's the thing. They've already got like 12 companies or something here in the United States that's already, willing to go and, run the oil industry down there. Now, will that benefit America in the long run? I think for like having, the oil and all and the gold, it's one of the biggest countries, got the most oil and gold. Probably, but how does that, I want to know how it affects, how will that benefit the American people? Now, yeah, I'm sure it'll benefit the America, and we can argue and say, well, yeah, it's going to benefit the American people by, we'll have reserves, it'll help, for our military, that's to keep America protected and safe. I understand that. I really do. But what's it going to help the average person? Actually, I don't even care. What's it going to do? How's it going to help the actual Venezuelans? Or how's it going to bring their economy up and allow these people to live free when they're still running under the Maduro's regime? You know what I mean? Because that's his vice president that's going to be running it until they can have some free, fair elections.
very sick too. Run by a sick man.
So there will be an operation by the U.S. and
It sounds good to me. We need Greenland from the standpoint of national security.
And that Greenland
Looks like
stuff, man.
I don't know if they can.
Do we really need Greenland? I mean, honestly, do we really need Greenland? Some would say yes. I don't know if we do. And like I said at the beginning, we're the superpower of the world. I'm to the point where, you know what? I'm sick of this Russia, China threats all the time. My whole life, that's all I've heard. Is these are, North Korea, all this. By God, I'm sick of it. Just handle business. You know what I mean? We don't have to invade. I'm not for war. I don't want wars. I really don't. But if somebody's getting out of line, I mean, we always, and we can't change the fact that we do police the world for some reason. For some reason, the United States seems like they always want to police the world. Now, I don't know if that's because we're just such a big economy in the world and we do so much trading with other countries. And I get it. We have to keep things, on a level kill, This little shit fat fuck right here, I can't stand Lindsey Graham. This motherfucker's two-faced. He's a knees pleaser. You know what I mean? He gets on his knees to please you. And then the only time he wants to talk about America and this and that is when he's on camera and he loves this. I think they're all crooked. I really do. Democrats, Republicans, they're all.
Are you
they're all
considering U.S. action in Cuba?
We're not. I think it's just going to fall. I don't think we need any action. It looks like it's going down. It's going down for the count.
Going down for the count.
So while perhaps no
Look at their big sign back there. Oh, look, we can dog the DEA and the military. We can, because this is what these ladies do, right? They put America down constantly. Get the fuck out of America if you don't like it. That's the only thing. And here's my answer. Hey, you pay to play. If you're going to be a drug smuggler, terrorist, whatever you want to call it, there's consequences, man. And truthfully, I'm happy for the Venezuelan people because nobody really understands what it's like to be free in other countries unless they come to America and see it for themselves.
One is going to miss a tyrant like Maduro. Is this a legal thing? I mean, who voted for this?
Let's hear from the
Go on
lawyer.
in there and do this, because originally wasn't it? He was concerned about the drugs coming in and out, and yet he pardoned like a giant.
Let's hear it from that lawyer
And
sitting there.
So
Sonny.
what is this all about?
She may have a law degree, but is she really a lawyer, or is she just a talk show, host that likes to push, bullshit all day?
I can speak to the legal part of it. I think Anna can certainly speak to the geopolitics of it all, but it's not legal.
She's fixing to shut y'all down. It's
illegal.
not
Why not?
legal,
Well, it's not
really?
legal
I think Trump made it legal, didn't he? Trump's the president. That means he's over this country. If he wants to do something, he does it. Bottom line, it may not be legal in your eyes because you guys hate everything he does because you got TDS so bad. I mean, these women, I mean, they're just like Jake. To me, they are miserable.
because it violates international law, right?
It
And
doesn't
this sort of
violate
represents
it.
this new, I mean, I've never seen it before. The president of the United States to kill, I believe he killed over the
Oh,
U.S.
he has the
government
flu.
killed
Oh,
over
man,
100
that's
people,
bad.
including
Tell him
civilians and
I said,
military
hope he gets better.
in Venezuela during this kidnapping and capture. And international.
Hey, kidnapping and capture. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Kidnapping. Of course, we know they're fear, they love to push fear. They're fear mongers. I mean, these ladies are just.
National law doesn't allow it unless unless Congress declares war, and Congress did not do that. So
Let's hear Anna.
The Venezuelan people. Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about the Venezuelan people.
Really?
If he did,
You don't think he does? And I know here's the thing. Yes, we care about the oil, the gold. Let's just get that out of the way. I do believe he does care about America. Donald Trump cares enough to do more than any other president in my lifetime. Now, you can argue with me. You can say whatever. You can disagree with me. That's fine. But he cares enough to stop those drug boats. I mean, the percentage of the overdoses has went down, the drugs. Yes, we know there's a lot more coming in the border from Mexico. And I believe that should be on the next chopping block. I'm serious. We got Cuba, Colombia, Mexico. Why not? Why not just they're already talking about why it's going to be a chain reaction. And of course, we know Brazil, Mexico, all these countries has come out and spoke against him doing this. You know why? Because they're scared. They know their time is up. They know their time is coming to a close. Their shit is fixing to stop. Their billions of dollars that they're making, these crooked fucking presidents and politicians in these other countries, they know that their time is running out. That's my true opinion.
he wouldn't be taking away temporary protective status from 600,000. He wouldn't be arresting the Venezuelans that are seeking asylum.
Really? Arresting them? We've allowed, what is it? We've had 8 million Venezuelans displaced from there here in our country. He's not arresting them. They live in our country because they had to flee from a dictator. These people are
Here,
disgusting.
he wouldn't be maligning the entire community and sending hundreds of Venezuelans to a hellhole prison in El Salvador.
Those people that he's sending to prison in a hellhole deserve to be in that hellhole, you dipshit. Those are criminal cartels. See, this is the kind of people that want fucking these criminals in our streets. They will always side with the fucking criminal and the bad people. Why? Because they hate Trump so bad. That is sad. That is sad to think that they prefer these criminal cartel to be free in America. You know why? Because it's not in their neighborhood. They're not going to be next door to them in their gated fucking communities with their $1 million homes and their fucking $75,000 to $100,000 security running around with them, you know, everywhere they go. These women don't have nothing to worry about. They're rich enough. They don't see that. They don't have to live out here on Main Street like we do. We actually have to deal with these fucking people. And that's what Trump was doing, saying, hey, I'm tired of the American public, the people that live day to day, every day in reality. They get up and go to work and bust their ass to have nothing, being assaulted, being, killed, being robbed. Because he knows that these people here, have enough money. They don't experience the shit that we experience as Americans. They just don't. And I don't care if you disagree with me or not. This is the issue. This is the fucking issue. These people have gated communities, security at their gates. You better believe it. They live in millions of dollar homes. They take millions of dollar trips. That's fine. You make your money. I applaud you. We're a capitalism country. I love it. That's fine. Make as much money as you want. But don't sit and say, he's arresting these people and send them to a bad prison when they should be free in the streets to commit crimes. They're criminals. He's not sending an 80-year-old granny Venezuelan that's never been in trouble to a prison in some other country. These people are sickening. This is where they push their fear mongering to their audience. Because these these libtards, or whatever you want to call them, retards, whatever, they believe these ladies. And there's actually men in their audience. And I seen a clip the other day, and these audience was standing up clapping, and I was like, dude, these men has got to be the weakest beta fucking men there is. Now, she does go off here in a minute. I did agree with her to a point, but I can't stand these ladies. They're disgusting.
I don't think Donald Trump gives a damn about drugs. If he did, he would not have pardoned the former president of Honduras, who was serving 45 years in federal prison for having.
I agree with that too. He should. I agree. I don't agree with everything Trump does. I do disagree. I'm not a MAGA loyalist. I'm not. Trump's not my king. Jesus Christ is. Here's the thing. You can disagree with people. That's the whole thing about our government. You're allowed to disagree with certain things and whatever you want. And that's one of the big things. I do disagree with Trump on many things, but I also prefer, can you imagine if Kamala and old Timmy over there, Waltz, would have been, if they would have won, we would have open borders. The DEI would be explosive. They would have never went and saved Venezuelan people. The drugs would be continued to flow in. They would our children would be in more danger because they're going to push that, gender affirming care shit. It's completely sickening to think. I'm telling you, you guys don't realize how much better we are because Trump. I don't care if you have Trump derangement syndrome. Get over it. He's going to be there 3 more years. You better get used to it. You better get used to winning and success, getting the bad people and stopping this shit in our country. It needs to stop. All this bad stuff. And that's the truth. That's how I feel. I don't give a damn if she wants to say, well, yes, I didn't agree with him for pardoning. We don't always have to agree with everything he does, but we do have enough common sense to know that he is a better president than Kamala Harris would be. That's a fact.
1,000 tons, 400 tons of cocaine into the United States. I think this is a lot about Donald Trump's ego. I think he thought it was going to be easier to get rid of Maduro. I don't know that he thought it was going to take 4.5 months and 1/4 of the Navy arsenal and a cost of over $1 billion to do this. I don't think this is regime change because the regime is still there. He got rid of the head. He got rid of the titular head.
The lady's
Maduro,
still there.
and it's the biggest trophy there is. But all of the
president is still there.
And
there's the vice president. Now the new president, she just got sworn in, I think, this morning. She was Maduro's vice president. She is under his regime. She's the same thing of the regime. But, Trump says, hey, she's going to toe the line. She's going to do what we tell her until we have free and fair elections. We'll see how that works out. I hope it works out good enough to get someone that's actually worth, being in there.
President is now president.
Well, I refuse to call her either because you see, Maduro, so the U.S. government under Biden and under Trump have said they don't recognize Maduro as the legitimate president of the United States.
Not just him, Biden too. Yes, Biden, his administration, the UN. There's a lot of world leaders that say they do not recognize him as the president because he did not get voted in right. He took over.
Stole the election.
Yes,
and so if we don't
steal the
recognize him as
election.
president, how in the hell can then we turn around and recognize his vice president?
How can you be Venezuela, though, and then just disagree with everything Trump just saved your people? Your real heritage, where you come from, lady. Where your roots, your bloodline comes from. And you still cannot fucking say thank you. It's disgusting. You know, Trump could save a drowning baby and they would say, well, he's starving the sharks. I mean, truthfully.
Right.
As vice president and now interim president.
Do you
and
think
as
it's
to
about
your
the oil?
question, I think it's about the oil. Your question, who voted for this? The people.
Of course it is. We know what it's about. But you guys would prefer it to go to our enemies. You guys would prefer it to go to China and Russia and all that shit. Why are you so much against the American people that give you, that you've made millions of dollars off of, and you have freedom? It's truly fucking, you don't understand. How does someone try to understand these? Look at Sonny. I mean, look at her face. She wants to be so fucking hateful right now. Seriously, like she wants to be a smart ass and think, oh no, because she doesn't agree on everything. She wants to be the bad, you know, Trump bad, Trump's bad, you know. You can't say nothing good about Trump. None of this is good, you know.
In South Florida, the Venezuelan community, the Cuban American community, the
Look at
Nicaraguan
Whoopi's
American
face.
community voted for this. And for us,
Yeah.
this is a very, very,
They voted for this.
very happy day when we see a dictator who has been part of
You mean Trump's not a dictator? You mean they actually arrested a real dictator? Wait a minute.
oppressing and abusing the Venezuelan people for 25 years, when we see him in handcuffs and held to some sort of accountability, it brought me into tears. It brought me great joy. And, you know, I live in South Florida. There's the
Really? It brought you so much joy, it brought you to tears. But Trump's bad? Trump did a bad thing? What the fuck is she even talking about? She's stupid. She's a fucking idiot. It brought me to tears. These are my people. They're finally free after 25 years from a real dictator. But fuck Trump. That's what she says. I mean, it doesn't make sense. These sows are just fucking spewing all over that table.
Are you okay with the way that it was done?
See, here's Sonny. She's got to throw in her 2 cents. Oh no, the way it was done was bad. It was bad. Well, what was you going to do? Go knock on the motherfucker's door and say, hey, do you mind putting these handcuffs on? Because we're going to arrest you and take you back to the United States and hold you for trial. I mean, how were they supposed to do it, Sonny? You explain to us. And this is the issue, I believe. No one can ever tell you how they would do it and how it should be done. Or they will tell you how it should be done, but they don't know truthfully how they would really do it and how they could pull it off. Like I said, what are you going to do? Go down there and knock on his door and say, excuse me, Mr. Maduro, can you come with us? We just want to, you know, we want to talk to you for a minute. No, you're going to have to go in with a assault like they did. They're going to have to go in and surprise 3 o'clock in the morning, get that motherfucker out of bed, put him in cuffs, get in and out, just like they did. What was it, like 90 minutes or something? They were in and out.
I think both things can be true. Okay. I think you can criticize and ask questions.
Both things can be true. You can criticize and ask questions, meaning you can ask questions, but you can hate Trump still. You can still hate Trump because we have TDS.
And have concerns about the way it was done and what this means in the future.
Right.
And I think you can.
How would you do it if not that way, if not perfectly done?
Still celebrate that this murderous, corrupt, sadistic son of a bitch is out of Venezuela.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he has.
But now listen to the crowd clap. They're happy because she said a bad word, and she's happy because this sadistic son of a bitch, real dictator, is now out of the country and in a jail cell. But Trump's bad. Trump didn't arrest him right. It wasn't Trump. It was the military.
I think there's 8 million Venezuelan exiles all over the world. People have fled
8 million.
from this
Yes.
man's.
Then why are you so fucking mad that Trump did this? How can you ladies be mad that Trump actually did what he said he was going to do? That's the part I don't get. How can you fucking people sit and say, you know, oh, we feel so, there's 8 million people all over the world. They had to leave and flee and this and that because of this bad dictator. But Trump didn't do it the way I wanted it done. Whatever. Shut
Radical
up.
rule. So for me, I am very disturbed by Donald Trump's
disturbed.
words about the opposition leader who legitimately won the elections.
She's
that Maduro
disturbed.
stole.
Okay, guys, I can't get hit with copyright. That's even though I've got the speed up and everything. I mean, she's disturbed. She's fucking disturbed. Come on, really? Sickening. These people are just, completely fucking disgusting in my book. Let's see who we got down here going on. I know we had the Fox. Okay, yeah, let's see. This was the new details of that. Okay, this morning, yeah. Let's go over here. We got it on the speed. Let's pull it back up. Let's see what they're saying over here on Fox Live now. Let's see what they're saying about him.
Now at 5:36, former Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro has his first day in U.S. federal court and proclaiming his innocence.
This is, of course, following his dramatic arrest over the weekend and his country's future hanging in the balance. Douglas Zader has been tracking all of this from Washington this morning, has more on what's happening now and how a lot of lawmakers are responding. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning. The operation to arrest Maduro continues to divide Washington, even as lawmakers learn more in a classified briefing on how the administration pulled it off.
These people truly
Venezuelan
fucking
Nicolas
hate
Maduro
Trump.
whisked by helicopter to his first New York court appearance.
These people truly hate Trump. Now, they wanted him arrested. Chuck Schumer said that. But then they
He told
wanted...
the judge at his arraignment for drug and weapons charges.
Now they're mad
I am
because
innocent.
Trump
I
actually
am
did
not
what he
guilty.
said.
I am a decent man. I am still president of my country.
It's all a gameplay. Oh, we want him arrested. What is Trump doing about this dictator? But then when Trump does something, we're mad because Trump did it. See, it's all about money. The Democrats was never going to arrest him. They would never have done this. No, I don't think any other Republican president would have done this either. I think it took Trump to do it, honest to God, because I think it's all like cosplay. And I truly believe that with our government. They put on these fucking shows. They put on this, this cosplay back and forth kind of bullshit. Just to soak our money and to benefit. And of course, I don't know about you, but I know it's all about money and power. I truly believe that. I don't believe this is anything about benefiting the American people. Of course, we know that. Does it really benefit the American people? I hope so. I'm not going to hold my breath. Yes, he says, I'm innocent. I'm not guilty. I am a decent man. I am still president of my country. Fool, you was never president. She won the election. You didn't. He says, I'm a decent man, but I've held everybody under my boot heel for the last 25 years.
Secretary Rubio, who's currently in charge of Venezuela, sir?
On Capitol Hill, administration officials last night, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, briefed congressional leaders behind closed doors about the operation. No mind.
Trump just said if the GOP loses the midterms, Democrats will impeach him. And that's true. That's true. They will. And this idiot right here, this is what I wanted to show you. Chuck Schumer, I think like I said, it's cosplay. He plays both sides. He always has. They talk big games, but then when it comes to, like Trump actually did it, well, wait a minute. We didn't want that. We just wanted the drugs and money to keep flowing. That's my opinion.
The United States engages in this kind of regime change and so-called nation building. It always ends up hurting the United States.
It's overdue. And everyone will be safer because this has happened. So stay tuned for the further developments.
Venezuela's vice president was sworn in to lead the country in Maduro's absence.
Yep.
There are questions about where the country goes from here.
You're looking at double-digit billions of dollars.
Energy analysts talk about the massive investments needed to rehabilitate Venezuela's oil sector at a time when already low gas prices don't provide a big incentive for oil companies to spend.
Yeah.
And gas prices may continue to drop.
A little bit of that depends on what happens in Venezuela, and for that matter, what happens in Iran. But right now, it looks like we're probably headed down.
So if the gas prices drop, why ain't that good for American people? I don't give a damn. Hey, give those Venezuelans their gas. Give them their stuff. Honestly, like give them some things to really, to be successful, in my opinion. Let them live good for once. 25 years. Some of them people has never seen anything different but that dictator. I mean, truthfully, guys, like, it's sad that, you know, these people running around here, and you can get up, and I've said this before. If you're in America, you can go get any job you want to, you know, if you're qualified, you can go work anywhere. You can go take a vacation. You can travel. You can, you know, we got free speech. I mean, that's the sad part. We don't know truly what it's like to live under a dictator. These people do. I say, open their oil stuff, let their economy boom, give these people, you know, let them work and be free, allow them to eat, allow their money or their GOP to go up, allow, you know, let these people live their lives in a free country. Because if we're going to police the world like we do, and I don't like us doing it, but there's nothing we can do to change it. We're going to be in everybody's business. Why? Because we trade with the world. You know, we have companies and businesses and people that have companies and business all over the world. It's just a common practice. I don't think we can't just sit in America and America only live in America. You know what I mean? Like if you lived in a gated in community, you can't just sit in that gated in community your whole life and never leave the fence. You know what I mean? You can't never go outside. You have to leave it. You have to live, you know? And I get that. America, I see America like that. We can't just live. A lot of people think we can. A lot of people think we can just shut off our borders and everything, and we can just make our own shit in America. We can. Yes, we have enough resources for food and everything, but do we have enough resources for everybody that lives in America? We got a lot of fucking people here in America. What would it do what would it hurt us? Well, we would have a lot more countries as a threat. You know what I mean? We'd have a lot of technology that wasn't coming in. We don't have the right minerals in our grounds to keep going with technology and all this stuff and create things. You know, that's why we trade and buy and sell and all that shit with the rest of these countries, is because if we're going to keep advancing as a country, we have to do that. That's just the bottom line. We have to do that stuff. So I'm trying to get back into the algorithms, guys. Being demonetized completely pushed me out of the algorithms. I think it sucks. I hate it that it did that. I can't stand it, because usually I'd have 400 or 500 on here watching, and I have nobody. And that's the sad thing. That's the sad thing. So, like I said, I'm trying to get back in the algorithms. I'm trying to get the people back over to the show to watch the show, guys. So maybe you guys will see this and share it out. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I'll try to do one later on tonight. Maybe get this rhythm going. I'm trying to get back into the algorithm. So make sure you check out the rest of the channel. We're going to jump off here. And if you want to support the channel, right there, subscribe. The super chats I will read on, live stream. If you want to donate to the channel and support it, there's the Cash App, the Venmos, and the PayPal. So thank you, guys. Remember, subscribe to the channel, share it out, stay in your lane, or crash the damn thing.